It's your boy AG, and I want to introduce y'all to the comic book collection update. Now, if you know me as Ace the Anime Gamer, that's also who I am. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go through a name change, but also that's not important to this conversation. To this conversation, we're talking about comic books. And what I want to let y'all know is I'm just now starting mine at the age of 34. That's correct. I'm old and I'm just starting it. So some of these guys that are older, well, who's been into the comic books might be like, "Oh man, but hey, bro, growing up I ain't have the money like that, so even comic books was expensive." But besides that, I do have a little collection going on from what was last week. Let's check. What was last week? So today is actually. So let's see what today is. So today is the 11th, and new comic book releases on Wednesday, June 11th at that. So last week on June 4th, I have some comic books I picked up that I found interesting. And also, I did find one that I feel like I had to get the variant because of what it looks like. I enjoy it. We're going to talk about it. But let's get into what I got because, as you can see, this guy, this guy, oh, that guy, those guys, these guys. This is all about one guy, but guess what? There's plenty of guys in there in this one. Now, I'm gonna show you the variant I got. Bam. But before we get deeper into that, let's start off with the first one. On May 28th, 2025, Mr. Terrific Year One released. And now I'm gonna let you know right there. I had to take 3 takes just to say this part right. Well, that little first part where introduction to Mr. Terrific. But everything else is if it ain't perfect, oh well. It's just gonna be what it be. So Mr. Terrific is a DC character. When he came out, I couldn't even tell you. Like I said, I wasn't really into comics back when I was younger. So Mr. Terrific is actually going to be in the James Gunn Superman movie, and they came out with a comic book form. So, without giving much of a spoiler to him, I sat up there and gotta say, it's interesting. The second issue is going to have to be strong to keep me compelled to keep reading. I'm not gonna lie to you. It started off basically him telling you about what happened in another comic, and he have to go back to where it all begins, which is how he started up. So with that being said, you basically getting uh his backstory, and I gotta say it's interesting, but it's not really like I don't even know what to say. It's just interesting because it's like I wonder where they're going to go, but it can drop and fall off real bad if issue 2 ain't good. So I'm pretty sure that's the last comic I read. I just want everybody to know that pick it up. It's a good for a first issue, but it can fall off real well. So it's a buy if you want. It's a high buy risk, but I think you should if you want to know who he is before the James Gunn movie come out. And I don't know. It might be, worth something in the future, but at the same time, this one was just basically I wanted to read and support. Well, let me take it back. I will support and read all black comics. I'm not gonna lie to you. How I feel about the black comics that I do have, you might be a little, you might question me a little bit. Like, wait, why you're not interested in it? Because this is just basically how I feel like. I think this is like Cyborg basically. He's a black man. He's smart. Um, without giving too much away, in the comic they says he's the third smartest person. This is before he actually have the technology in him to. No, take it back. Actually, he do have technology in him, but he don't have it like he's not the Mr. Terrific that we see on the James Gunn yet. He's basically still completely human, and I'm just gonna say he's the third smartest person. So somebody says he's become like I heard like I was watching another streamer called TBH, the Black Hokage, and he said he's supposed to be the smartest person in the world for DC. We'll see, we'll see, because I'm interested. Hopefully, it don't fall off on the second issue. The second issue is on the 16th of July, 2025, and we'll come back to the series when the next issue comes out on June 25th, 2025. So, just a waiting game, y'all. Up next, we have Death to the Silver Surfer. I'm gonna say I'm gonna enjoy this one. It's not a dark as I wanted it to be, because it says Death of the Silver Surfer. This first issue ain't that really dark, but you don't know how it might turn out later on. So, with that being said, it's a good read. I recommend it. Um, I don't know. One of the characters is like a first issue character, like how what I mean, like a first appearance character. So, with that being said, if this character that in the Death of the Silver Surfer is the first issue, that you know there might have a story like beforehand where that character meets the Silver Surfer, and they might have a story afterwards. So we have a future character, but that's if the character ain't already existed. I don't know. I'm still new to the comic book world. Marvel, DC, anything, dark, all the comics. So with that being said, will be watching this one for sure because it was real interesting. It basically had me tuned in. I just gotta say, like, it's worth it. It's worth it. I have the original, like the normal edition, Death of the Silver Surfer comic. I had a chance to buy the variant, but I looked at it and I gotta say, I don't like the variant copy. And it was foiled at that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not picking up something. I like the normal cover, the Silver Surfer, just sitting out there in like space is black and white with him being silver, and he just sitting there. That looks cool. The variant I was able to pick up, but I chose not to. Someone else got it. Um, it's like it's his face, and it's like that don't look cool to me. So I don't know. This the variant cover wasn't all that, but besides that, issue one was good. And I just gotta say is seem like it's dealing with corporations, and the Silver Surfer is basically thinking on his own and not really controlled by Galactics. So we're about to find out because I wonder what Galactus got to say about that. Okay, now the new Avengers. Um, I seen it. It wasn't really compelling to me, and that's just because of the cover art. Um, but best way to get me interested is start off with action, and I gotta say, it started off with action. I'm just gonna introduce two of the characters straight off top. Um, if you see the cover, you see some of the characters on there, but the ones that's introduced in the first issue as the two main ones is Bucky and Natasha, which is crazy because Bucky ends up bringing up um in the comic in issue 1 about the Thunderbolts, So Thunderbolts are there. This comic is basically something going off of what's going on with Doom. Uh World Under Doom, I think it's called. So with that being said, it ties into that. The new Avengers, the new Avengers comes about because the old Avengers are dealing with other problems from Doom or other things going on. Um, this is actually going to be a short one because the simple fact is that it's just worth it. I'm just going to say it just like it's worth it because it just gets straight into it, and it's not bad. It's it basically does not it just don't throw everything at you all at once. It's slowly introducing you into the characters, showing you when they got them and stuff like that. And I'm first issue in, and it only introduced four, so I'm just going to leave it as a surprise of what who get introduced. And I'm going to leave it as a surprise of who are they fighting against. So basically, they just gotta not I'm just gonna say it. They just not gonna have to give a fuck and just go after them because the simple fact is it's playing with heartstrings and stuff like that. And it's like, is it this person? Is it really this person? Which is obvious. They're not, but like I said, it's worth picking up, worth the reading. Um I really don't have much to say about it besides just read it. It it gets straight into it. It gets straight into it. All right. The Umbrella Academy. Now, I don't know how I don't know about the Netflix one because I'm looking at some stuff. There's an Umbrella Academy on Netflix and stuff like that. Yeah, we're talking about the comic. It's it caught me by, and I should have the image on the screen. The cover, the Plan B is actually it's called the Plan B cover, and it interested me because I thought it was some invisible type shit. Not wait, Invincibles? No, Invincible. No, Incredibles. Oh my goodness gracious! You know you know that cartoon, but it reminded me of that, and I was like, "All right, I got to check this out." And it is nowhere near that. It starts off about explaining to you, explaining about a bank robbery and how it became just a massacre. And these random kids just started being born just out the blue, and some of them was abandoned. And I'm not gonna lie, it was confusing about what was going on. Like, there's one set of people fighting another set of people, and I gotta say, you could tell that the people who were fighting each other, they were the kids that were randomly born, and a guy went go search for them, and he only told people about a certain amount, and other ones was sent off somewhere to be trained, and I, I don't know if the ones that was shown was trained better than the one that was hidden, but I don't know which one's which. But I just know that one group of the kids are basically the bad guys, and I'm not really bad guys, but they're just like they're basically just not good. And I'm just gonna say like this is a dark one, a little bit, because they don't do what normal heroes supposed to do, and it's basically they're trying to run the world to right evil. And I'm gonna say pick this up. I didn't really spoil really much of anything to y'all. When you pick it up, when you read it yourself, if you enjoy, you enjoy. I don't want to really tell you much about this one. This is the one that I was just looked at it and said that cover looked nice, and I'm happy I picked it up. The next issue is released on July 23, 2025. No, wait, yeah, July 23rd, 2025. So hopefully we can get back to this and I can tell you more about it. Right. Second to last is the Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. Now, you're thinking Ultimate Spider-Man if you're thinking Peter Parker. No, this is in the Ultimate universe. So there's like gonna be some tie-ins with other Ultimate universe characters. So there's like Wolverine and stuff like that, Black Panther and all that. So if the comic have Ultimate, it's gonna be linked up with this one. This one is not about Peter Parker. Um, quick thing about the Peter Parker one though is that Peter is still a rookie. It's like he's an adult and he's just now learning how to be Spider-Man, but he has a son also being Spider-Man too. So that's just a quick summary of that Ultimate Spider-Man version right there. But this one is about Miles Morales, and I'm gonna just say this: it's dealing with the multiverse again. Miles is not in his universe originally; he's actually in his universe. He's actually showing up in his universe because of the simple fact is, uh, somebody basically gave him a card. The card activates and sends him into that universe. I think it's 616. Um, to be real with you guys, I don't know about this one. It may actually be like it might be a letdown. It's only 6 issues that's coming out, so I'm gonna buy all six. I'm a support. But the problem is, and this is what I meant about how I was saying how I don't know about the black comics and how y'all are going to see how I react to them because the two that I already did, I don't know how the second issue is going to and come and keep me into it. And it's really because of this one. This right here, the Ultimate Spider-Man incursion with Mal Morale. I heard rumors that it's hard to actually write for him, and to see now that it is. You can only deal with him in the multiverse, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's not really interesting to really be in the multiverse so many times. So I'm going to say this. I'm gonna keep giving it a try. The second one is going to be the one that actually tells me if it's worth you guys getting. But besides that, the reason why he's actually in a different universe, really, and that's something that y'all need to understand, is his baby sister is actually she actually got transported. So he ended up just following behind her. When the card activated, she went through and she just followed behind. So with that being said, sometime in June, the next issue release. No, not June, in July. So next issue release in July, and we will be checking it out. Um, yeah, bruh. The last one is probably the only one I gotta say where I'm for sure it's going to check out. The last comic is really what I'm going to say is I'm going to check out continuously because the simple fact is it ended with a bombshell and it's also a black comic. Okay, last and my favorite one is Marvel Knights: The World to Come. And I gotta say, I haven't been naming the artist or the well, the author. I'm gonna be real with you. It look like the name is by Joe Q and Christopher, and I couldn't see his last name. I'm really not worried about. I'm just going to tell you like this: Marvel Knights: The World to Come. There are several different Marvel Knights: World to Come issues. Uh, the most recent one is about the Black Panther, and that's why I said it is a black comic because it's about the black comic book characters. That's what I mean about black comics. It's about the black comic book characters. The ending probably raised the price of the variant copies and stuff like that. So if you have the World to Come, the black and white variant copy, you probably have one good. I see on eBay that you know there was a variant copy with just Storm on it, and that one is like going for a high price, but they're also going for a low price too from whoever's selling it. I'm gonna say this: out of all the variant copies, I love mine because what it looks and stand for. But let's not talk about the cover too long. We'll save that for a little more towards the end about mines. Um, Death to T'Challa. That's basically what's going on. His death happens. Um, we have a new Black Panther. We're getting a backstory of what happens before the world to come and after the war to come, the world to come. And I just gotta say, it's dealing with politics. So I'm gonna just be honest with you. If you're not that bright, if you're not into politics, you're not gonna enjoy this. Uh, I'm gonna say this is Wakanda politics. So you're if you basically not understanding what I mean by that, why says it's Wakanda politics, it's because the simple fact is, if you're not smart, you're not going to sit up there and enjoy it, and if you're from the other side, you're not going to like it because it's Wakanda politics. But I will tell the other side, come on, come and enjoy this one because the ending is going to have you with a smile on your face because it had me like, what the fuck? And I was mad. And I gotta say, I will be buying the next issue because this right here, it's that's how you end off to like politics wise. Like with the politics stuff is like it's pretty boring, but at the same time, it's Wakanda and it's politics, and it's like I can enjoy that. I can enjoy that because the simple fact is, it's like okay, it's not regular politics. It's Wakanda stuff. Um, T'Challa is the king, but he do not have the power to end certain things. So with that being said, he have to do the challenge every time a challenger comes around to take the throne. And basically, he's getting old. He needs to give up the throne. But like I said, there's politics, there's crookedness, and I don't think that you know he really wants to do this with the person he's doing it with. It's his son, and I'm just gonna say that it confuses me a little bit. But there was a chapter somewhere, no chapter. There was a page in the comic that made me be like, "Hold on, why is she smiling like that to that guy?" And T'Challa's coming for her, and I'm just gonna say this: um, T'Challa needed to get an heir. He got a child. The child come from the throne. And at the end of the day, when you find out who the child is or how he looks, you will be surprised. And I gotta say, it will have me buying issue 2 right when it comes out in July. And I'm pretty sure it's coming out on the 16th with Godzilla and some other issues. And I will be buying that and the other issues. If my money's not right, I'm at least buying that issue of the world to come. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's shocking how well it did something to my mind to where it's like I got to know more. I got to see this to the end. Then I think this is only 6 issues, so it's not gonna be long, but at the same time, I think it will be enjoyable. Well, with that said, that's the last thing. Let's get to the variant copy I have. The one with Black Panther and Storm. It represents to me Black love, and I showed that to my girlfriend. She enjoys the look of it. Um, I will be getting a frame for it. That I got the regular issue and the variant issue of that. So basically, I have the regular one where it's like Black Panther and some other councilmen of Wakanda. But then I have also the Storm and Black Panther one, and the Black Panther and Storm one is going to be mounted somewhere in the bedroom with me and my girl, so we can see it every day and appreciate and enjoy and love to see the sight of Black love in comics and with ourselves. Hey, thanks for showing up to Comic Book Collection Updates. Hope y'all show up next time when I have another batch of comic books. Peace.